Hey y'all, it's Moon Thomas, your social media insurance advisor. You are officially plugged into the Big Insurance Connect. On this episode of the Big Insurance Connect, I had a crucial conversation with Dwayne Morgan. He's the family service manager at South Care Cremation and Funeral Society. South Care actually happens to be one of my community alliance partners. We had a real conversation about the D word, which is something that most people don't want to talk about. You cannot afford to miss this episode. Let's check it out. Welcome back as we continue the conversation with part 2 of this series. Most people know about insurance, like life insurance, and they know about final expense insurance when, maybe you're a certain age. But this to me is a great even medium. Now, you definitely still need life insurance, in my opinion, because life insurance is really for income replacement.
Right.
If you're the breadwinner, or if someone significant that is a high dollar earner, or what the case may be, and if they pass away, is that going to impact you being able to keep your home, or be able for you to buy you some time until you decide where you want to go from there? Then income replacement, in terms of this money, will come to the beneficiary to be able to take care of the financial aspects when the loss of a loved one. But then the pre-planning of this basically preserves the money that you have allotted in life insurance. And what I mean by that is, just use an example. If you have a $50,000 life insurance policy and you do not have a pre-planned funeral, or a pre-planned policy, then a prearranged policy, sorry, then if you are able to use that life insurance, and in some cases people are not aware that some insurance policies are not used as collateral at funeral homes, you have to pay cash up front and possibly be reimbursed, or maybe even sign over that entire policy in some cases. But whatever the case may be, just having an insurance policy is not always enough, especially when time is of the essence. You either have to have the money up front and get back from get the money back from your life insurance policy, or in some cases, some people just have really, really small policies, and it still exceeds the amount. Your funeral arrangements exceed the amount of the policy that you have. So, in my opinion, having a prearranged policy actually just reserves the amount of money that you don't have to use from your life insurance inheritance.
Yes.
I mean, if you have a $50,000 policy and you have a $10,000 service, then that only left you with $40,000 to work with. But imagine if you had your service already paid for in a prearranged policy, and now you have the whole $50,000 to do what you need to do with it. It makes a difference. And so there's some people who want like really, really, budget friendly services. And then some people really want some over the top things. So services can range as much as you want them to be.
Yes.
And so imagine if you used an entire insurance policy on the funeral. You have nothing or very minimal left over to work with for income replacement.
Very good point you're bringing up. That's exactly right. Now, I will add to that, and I think you started to touch on it, that I think it's smart to have that to particularly a family, and where you're accustomed to, whatever income you're at, you want to generate that, or at least a good percentage of it for the dependents, whoever's left. And so you've got that price and your prearrangement locked in with South Care. It's not going to change. You're good on that. And hopefully it's so low that it's not even really going to require you to touch your insurance policy. That's going to be separate. And okay, let's say you have a 50 grand or 100 grand policy, what have you. Maybe that's a medium, maybe that's on the lower end, so to speak. Who knows?
Right.
Everyone has to assess their own situation. Maybe fine for some people. So even if you have to use a little bit of that for addendums, wherever you're adding on, or if you want to get something extra with your prearrangement, you still should have enough left over to at least to use as a replacement income wherever you discern as.
But just imagine
And
if you didn't have to use any of it.
that would be even fantastic. I was just maybe
Yeah.
giving kind of a sort of a
Yeah.
worser case scenario. You still have
Yeah.
funds. But another important factor too is that, like you said, that insurance check just doesn't get automatically FedExed in 24 hours. It doesn't work that
And
way.
some carriers, there may be some
You,
hoops that you have to jump
you,
through or
you
some
have to
things you have to
produce
produce. Yeah.
these certificates, the
Yeah.
inevitable certificates, so to speak. I'll kind of use a hybrid there. And you have to produce those to get, the insurance
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
And that's not a quick 24-hour turnaround usually. Maybe some people
Yeah.
can work that out. So with
That's in
this,
the traditional insurance.
right, right.
Right.
With this, your prearrangement's done. South Care's got your information on file. We're good to go. We'll take it from here as far as those prearrangements.
Yeah.
That
And the
way, the family's
policy
in.
is already on file for
Yeah,
them to just execute your wishes. And that
exactly.
doesn't delay anything.
Correct.
Literally, it actually takes the pressure off of the family to have to come up
Absolutely.
with the
That
funds, to have to figure out how we're going to maneuver this.
who's gonna,
And
yeah, work
yeah,
that out? And what if the executor's out of state or something? They have to fly in,
yeah,
all that.
yeah. I love this concept. I believe years and years ago, my grandmother
Mm.
believed in having a policy like this. I mean, this is not brand new information. I just think
Right.
that maybe our generations have gotten away from it being in the forefront because I do remember when I was growing up, my grandmother was, paying for her plot in advance, paying for her funeral in advance, and everything was just already, paid for by the time that time came for her.
Hmm.
And she really believed in that. So I think that comes from, maybe why I'm in this industry and I kind of gravitate towards, you know, putting the word out for people to just really understand the options that are out there. And let's just talk about this and while we're on the subject of life insurance. Um, this is sometimes an alternative for some people who maybe are unable to afford life insurance because there is a payment option that you can have for prearrangement. So you don't have to pay for everything at one lump sum. You can actually pay in monthly payments. You can pay one lump sum payment if you would like to just pay it off, or you can pay in anywhere up to 10 years,
Hmm.
in some cases, depending on the carrier, to actually divide your monthly payments into a more affordable monthly payment for your budget while you are, you know, still, making these arrangements. So you don't have to really come up with all the money at one time. You don't have to figure it out just yet. You can really lock in the price, like you said, as of now. And then, even if don't actually pass away for years and years to come, the price that you locked in with the contract now is the same price regardless of when that happens for you.
Yeah.
And I think that part is important. So even under the payment plan, there's an end date. You actually can budget for that, in 3, 5, or however many years, or even 1 year. I just want to make it
Hmm.
a 1 year payment. I'm going to
Yeah.
be able to, have this paid off, and I can just check that box. It's already done. So I love that, the options are even extended past the types of services. The options are your payment options. The options are, how it fits into your life now, not just where you have to be an at need situation. So we've already kind of pretty much
Hmm.
touched on that. So I think that the other thing that brings to mind about South Care is their membership. So I believe that one of the reasons why their cost is, as competitive as it is because they have a membership that in, let's just say this is like the Costco of funeral homes. Because you do pay a one-time membership. You do pay a one-time membership of $199.
Hmm.
And that is as of today. This is,
Right.
thankfully, rates have not increased for the membership, but recently, um, we had to have a rate increase in terms of some of the items in the packages. However,
Yeah, a marginal
overall,
increase. Yeah,
they have not even compared to the competitors, even with a slight increase.
correct.
But in general, the $199 membership actually ensures that you have some additional discounts, which I think is amazing. So when it comes to
Hmm.
like flowers and when you need additional mileage. So if you actually
Hmm.
pass away um, more than 40 miles from your home, well, 35 miles actually, you will get an additional 40 miles added on by having this healthcare membership.
That's right.
So the thing about
Yeah.
that is that up to 75 miles, you will be able to get picked up and
Hmm.
brought to your South
To
Care
the
location.
nearest. Right.
Now, in addition to that, you can also purchase what's called a travel plan,
Hmm.
and a travel plan can actually bring you home no matter where you are in the world if you're more than 75 miles away. So a
Right.
lot of people are not aware, or maybe it's not even on their radar. If I pass
Hmm.
away somewhere outside of my home, did they know?
Yeah.
Did you
What?
know that it costs to come back, like to get
Yeah.
transported
Again,
back?
things you don't think of that most people don't, understandably. Like, oh,
Yeah,
you haven't thought of that. Wow. That will
yeah,
cover you. Yeah.
yeah.
Anywhere on the
Now,
globe.
just to be clear, the travel plan is a separate payment. That is
Hmm.
409. $425
Hmm.
while as a member. So we've given you that price of 425
Hmm.
by being a South Care member. $199 to be a South Care member and
Right.
$425 as a South Care member to have the travel plan. And these are both one-time payments. And the reason why I'm saying these prices out loud is because it's not a secret. And two, you need to
Right.
know because if you decide like, hey, I didn't know anything about pre-planning and I want to move forward, like I need to talk to Moon, I need to talk to Dwayne about, you know, my pre-planning. These are the things that you may want to consider as having funds available to complete the transaction. So at the bare minimum, $199 plus either the full price of your package if you want to have just a one-time payment, or at least the monthly payment when you make it into the payment arrangements for the
Hmm.
up to 10-year payments. And if you would like to add a travel plan to that, then it would be another
Hmm.
$425 per person. So, just to be clear, you you can pretty much get started um, for less than, let's just say, $300 in
Oh,
most
yeah.
cases.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think so.
And then
Certainly.
it
On a payment
and
plan, less than, yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
and the thing that I think is amazing, you don't have to add the travel plan right off if you
No,
can't afford
good
that,
question.
but you can add the travel plan at any point in time. It's not one of those you
You
only have the
can.
first 30 days, but the only
Right.
thing about it
Right.
is you do want to add that travel plan. I would just give it at least 2 weeks to 30 days before you plan on traveling somewhere. If you want to make sure that you
Yeah.
are already getting your cards and everything like
Yeah.
that.
Give yourself some runway on that. Yeah. You need a little
Mhm.
runway before you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't. I wouldn't go travel the next day. I mean,
Right.
maybe it'll be all right, but I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that people can appreciate that because that gives you a way to really budget it out if you really have to.
Right.
Or, if you just want to take care of it all at one time, you can pay the membership fee if you like to have the travel plan and, however you want to take care of your actual um, contract.
Yeah. Oh, Moon, I would, if I may add it, maybe you did mention it. My apologies if I didn't didn't hear it, but by getting the membership, don't forget the big elephant in the room. You're going to save $400 off the
You're
total
right.
price automatically as a member. Whatever package you get, burial or cremation or green burial, what have you, $400 comes off the top once you become a member. So if you're thinking, but I got to pay $199 still, well, your net savings is still $201 off the price.
Mhm.
So It just really means a lot, again, to be of service to people and to really assist them during during one of the most important decisions someone will ever make, and help guide them through it without them breaking the bank.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's good information. Literally, I've not seen anywhere where they give you any discounts. I've really just seen them adding on to your total. So I just love that South Care is really, cognizant of that. So there's a laundry list of discounts that come with the South Care membership. It's all posted online. Everything is transparent. We can get into this a little bit deeper at a later date. We're going to do these informationals on a regular basis. So stay tuned for the
Yes.
next time. Dwayne, I really appreciate you being here today and just giving us a great overview on the benefits of South Care and prearranging. I love being one of your community alliance partners. It is great to be able to serve the Gwinnett County and the
Hmm.
Atlanta area. So
Hmm.
anyone that is watching this video, if you have questions, need more information, the website for South Care is scrolling, and literally, depending on where you live in the Atlanta area, your inquiry will be routed to the appropriate family service advisor. And that might be me, and that might be Dwayne, depending on where you live.
If you enjoyed this episode, do me a big favor. Please like, share, and subscribe to the #1 insurance resource that has you covered from the womb to the tomb for all things health and wealth. Until the next time, I love you and I mean it.